You don't have a money problem. If that sounds wrong, stay with me. Because most people spend years trying to fix their finances, looking for better jobs, chasing higher income, waiting for the right opportunity. And yet, no matter how much they earn, the pressure never really leaves. The numbers change, but the feeling stays the same. It's like pouring water into a bucket with a small, invisible leak. You keep adding more, hoping it will finally be enough. But somehow, it never is. Now here's the part most people never stop to question. What if the leak isn't in your bank account, but in your thinking? Because money doesn't just disappear randomly. It follows patterns. Quiet, consistent patterns that come from the way you see it, the way you feel about it, and the way you react to it, often without even noticing. Think about it. Why do some people earn more and still feel broke, while others earn less and seem completely in control? Why do some people panic when they get money and rush to spend it, while others slow down and make it grow? It's not information. It's not luck. It's interpretation. Two people can experience the same financial situation and walk away with completely different outcomes, not because of what happened, but because of how they processed it. And that processing happens fast, automatic, beneath the surface, before you budget, before you save, before you invest. Your mind has already decided what money means to you, and once that meaning is set, your behavior follows. That's why this isn't just about money. It's about the invisible system in your head that decides what you do with it. So here's a question most people never ask themselves. If your financial life is a reflection of your thinking, then what exactly have you been practicing? Because whether you realize it or not, you've been training your mind about money every single day, and your bank account has been taking notes. How your mind decides your wealth. Look around you. People scramble, hustle, chase raises, investments, side gigs, and yet most of them never seem to get ahead. The truth isn't what they're doing, or how much they earn. The truth is what's running in their heads. Every financial choice you make, every impulse to spend or save, every opportunity you chase or ignore is being silently guided by an invisible force. Something you didn't consciously design. Something so subtle you barely notice it. Until years of repeating it shape your entire life. This is your money blueprint. It's not a plan you wrote down. It's not a spreadsheet or a budget. It's the sum of every belief, every story, every lesson about money you absorbed long before you understood a bank account. Maybe you heard your parents argue about bills late at night. Maybe you noticed someone criticizing the wealthy. Maybe phrases like, "we can't afford that," or "rich people are greedy," were casually tossed around and sank deeper than anyone realized. Those words became wiring. Over time, they turned into invisible instructions that govern your financial behavior. They tell you when to spend, when to save, when to hold back, when to take a risk, or when to freeze in place. The danger is that most people never see it. They think they are making choices, but often they're following old programming. You may work harder than ever, yet feel trapped in the same cycle. You may avoid opportunities because something inside whispers, "This isn't for you." You may unconsciously sabotage your progress, all while insisting you want more money. Your money blueprint shows up in tiny, repeated patterns, grabbing quick comfort instead of planning long-term, avoiding your account because it makes you anxious, spending emotionally when stressed or bored. Each act seems small, harmless even, but cumulatively, they define your financial life. Two people can earn the same income, live in the same city, face the same economy, and yet one grows wealth while the other struggles. The difference isn't luck. It isn't education. It isn't discipline. It's this hidden internal script. Your bank account doesn't lie. It's a reflection of the beliefs you've internalized. Until you identify and rewrite your blueprint, you will keep playing the same story, no matter how much money flows in. Real financial transformation? It doesn't start with more money. It starts with more awareness of what your mind has been teaching you about money all along. The hidden thinking patterns that keep you stuck. Here's the brutal truth. Most people aren't broke because they lack opportunities. They're stuck because their minds are running programs they didn't choose. And those programs quietly control every financial move they make. Think of it like this. Your brain is a radar, constantly scanning for danger and comfort. And over the years, it has learned some very safe, but very expensive habits. Habits that keep your money moving out as fast as it comes in. The first pattern is fear. Not just any fear, paralyzing fear. Fear of making a mistake, fear of losing, fear of stepping outside your comfort zone. On paper, it looks cautious, responsible even. But in reality, it keeps you frozen. You hesitate to invest, to take a new opportunity, to start a side hustle. You stay in the same lane, hoping one day the traffic clears. And meanwhile, wealth passes you by. Next is short-term thinking. Instant gratification is a siren song. That new gadget, that extra coffee, that treat-yourself purchase, each feels small, harmless, justified. But the real damage comes in repetition. Small choices stack until they become a cycle. Earn, spend, stress, repeat. And suddenly, even a healthy income feels like it disappears before you know it. Then comes comparison, the quiet thief of focus. You scroll through social media and see others living a life you feel you should have. Without realizing it, you start mimicking, stretching your finances, buying things you don't need just to keep up. The problem? You're playing someone else's game while ignoring your own, and it costs more than just money. It costs momentum. Finally, there's emotional spending. Money becomes a quick fix for stress, boredom, celebration, or escape. A momentary high, a fleeting relief, followed by regret. Over time, this creates a loop. Emotions drive spending. Spending fuels stress. Stress triggers more spending. Alone, each of these patterns is manageable. Together, they form a perfect storm. You earn money, yet fear prevents growth. You spend impulsively, sacrificing the future for comfort today. You copy others and lose sight of your own path. You chase emotional relief instead of building stability. The kicker? From the outside, it looks like effort. You're working, hustling, trying. But your mind, the invisible program, has been quietly steering you in circles. This is why so many people feel stuck. It's not laziness, ignorance, or bad luck. It's patterns. And until you see them, understand them, and actively rewrite them, the cycle will repeat. Rewiring your mind for wealth. Here's the hard truth. You can work harder, earn more, or chase every opportunity and still see nothing change if the patterns in your mind stay the same. Real transformation starts not with money, but with how your brain processes it. The first step is awareness. Not surface-level awareness, but a deep, almost uncomfortable recognition of the mental scripts guiding your choices. That voice whispering, "I'm just not good with money," or "I'll never get ahead," that's autopilot. And until you notice it, it controls you. Awareness doesn't just shine a light. It gives you a choice. Once you see the script, you can start rewriting it. But this isn't about repeating empty affirmations. It's about installing beliefs that actually change behavior. Beliefs like, I can learn to manage money confidently. Or, I can create opportunities that grow wealth. They aren't just thoughts. They're instructions your mind follows. And every time you act in alignment with them, your brain strengthens the new pattern. Next comes deliberate thinking. You stop reacting automatically to setbacks and start interpreting them differently. A lost opportunity becomes feedback, not proof you'll fail. A financial mistake becomes a lesson, not a sentence. Your emotions shift, and suddenly, your decisions shift too. Visualization amplifies this process. Most people imagine disaster, empty accounts, failed investments, missed opportunities. Flip it. Imagine control, growth, financial freedom. Picture the choices you'd make if fear didn't exist. Your mind begins to accept these images as reality, and acting on them becomes natural. Discipline is the bridge between thought and reality. It's doing what your old habits resist, saving when you want to spend, learning when you want to avoid, showing up even when it's uncomfortable. Delayed gratification joins forces here, sacrificing short-term pleasure for long-term gain. Every small, disciplined choice compounds. The result isn't just better habits, it's a new identity. You stop struggling against yourself. You start making decisions effortlessly, thinking strategically, acting intentionally. Money stops being a problem. It becomes a tool. And when your identity changes, the results, your bank account, investments, and freedom, inevitably follow. Turning thought into results. Thinking differently is only the beginning. Ideas alone don't deposit money into your account. Actions do. And this is where most people stumble. They understand, they feel inspired, but their habits stay exactly the same. Change begins when your thoughts start reshaping your behavior. Suddenly, decisions that once felt automatic feel intentional. You pause before spending and ask, does this move me forward or just fill a moment? Short-term impulses lose their grip. You start investing in your future, even if it means saying no today. Freedom, you realize, is built in the choices you make now, not the ones you wish you could make later. But wealth isn't just about money. It's about mastery. You start investing in knowledge. Financial topics that once seemed confusing or intimidating become tools. You learn, you plan, you experiment. Confidence replaces hesitation. And just like money, knowledge compounds. Then your focus shifts from consuming to creating. You stop chasing objects and trends and start building assets, skills, ideas. You ask, what can I grow? What can I create? That question alone separates those who stay stuck from those who move forward. And as these choices stack up, small, consistent, deliberate, the shift becomes undeniable. You accumulate savings, reduce waste, and build momentum. At first, it's quiet, invisible. But over time, momentum becomes stability. Stability becomes growth, and growth becomes freedom. Wealth isn't random. It isn't luck. It's the sum of repeated thoughts, turned into repeated actions over years. Your bank account is a reflection of your mental habits. Here's the most important truth. If your mind has been shaping your financial reality all this time, then the power to change that reality lies in your hands. Change your thinking, and your life will follow.